a necro here.
What do you mean you'll end up like us? What are you talking about? Oh?
You wanna mess with us?
This is exactly what I mean.
This is exactly what he means. Let's go.
You know, Necro, I don't like being a thug no more.
Me neither, man. It's no fun.
It's just so hard, man.
I mean, I had a dark past, but now I just want to walk into the light. Nah, that's too much, man. But we gotta.
What is there to do, man? I just don't know.
Maybe it's better that we change.
There's a lot of kids who consider themselves gang members or associates of gangs that it's kind of like their way of reaching out for help. They don't know anybody that kind of like will understand them. So I think when we intervene, probation intervenes, and if they have a probation officer who can kind of get that piece and see, hey, you know what, this kid really just needs help and structure and understanding and just somebody to talk to help kind of guide them. A lot of times they kind of like move away from that piece of their life. And then you have some of your kids that are more well ingrained. It's, you know, their intentions are, you know, not nice. Then those are the kids you kind of like worry about and say, hey, you know what, we have a serious issue here and we need to kind of like deal with this issue. So it's just being able to help them understand that there are other choices besides these avenues that they're taking. So
now, as a society, how do you think we can stop this problem of, like, what would be some good gang prevention?
I think just getting involved. I mean, I think when I grew up as a kid, you know, there were so many organizations that were important, you know, for kids, park and recreations. You knew that kids were involved in playing instruments or being involved in pro-social activities are so important because when a kid just kind of sits idle and isn't doing anything, that's when you start getting into trouble because you're bored and there's not much to do. I think society is so consumed with themselves. You know, I have bills to pay, I have this to pay, I have to do this, I have to do that, as opposed to walking out your front door and saying good morning to your neighbors, introducing yourself. So, you know, the community kind of grows with one another and says, hey, you know, that's Miss Richardson's son right there and he's not doing right. And you can go to Miss Richardson's son and say, hey, Miss Richardson, young man, you know, you're not doing right. I know your mother. Hey, you know, I think community is missing, and I think community needs to kind of come back and be more involved without being scared of the kids. So,
aside from communities, do you think we should make more youth programs to help kids stay out of the streets?
Yeah, absolutely. I think youth need to kind of be heard to a certain extent. You know, what interests them. You know, you see a lot of kids who are gang members, but they're into like crafts and arts and music, and everyone loves music, whether it's hip hop, rap, maybe not country, but who knows. You know, you have a lot of kids who love music and they idolize rappers or they idolize certain musicians or certain singers, and you know, their ability to want to reach for the stars is without putting in any work. And I think teaching our kids, you know, if you want to achieve something, we have to go to work, and if you want a certain program in your neighborhood, then going to your board members at school or going to the board of supervisors in your city and saying, hey, these are the programs that we need that we feel would benefit our youth. And I think that comes from the adults by listening to the youth. And I think a lot of times adults feel like they just know what's best for this kid, as opposed to kind of like, hey, well, what is it that you really like to do, you know? So I think that's kind of an important piece.
Governors in the United States like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Governor Perry, even presidents of the countries like Tony Saka, have tried to help resolve the issue of gangs, and yet despite of all these efforts, we have yet to see a world free of gang violence.
Okay, thank you for the interview, Mr. Corey. And before you leave, can you please give our parents a few words of advice?
Oh, absolutely. Moms and dads, grandparents, aunts, uncles, please talk to your kids. Whether it's over dinner, be involved in their school. You get so much information by just having a conversation with them. And it may take 10, 15 minutes of your day. But when you're having conversations with them, ask questions like, who are your friends? Who you hang out, where you hang out, what you like to do. Because the more you know, when your kids are not around, you kind of have an idea of what they're doing when they're not in your presence. and talking to school teachers about what their behaviors are like. So the more you know about your own child and what their likes are and dislikes and what they're going through, I think will help prevent much of the stuff that's going on, whether it be through gangs, or drug and substance abuse, or wanting to run away, anything like that. So please be involved. Take 10, 20, 15, 30 minutes of your day, and it'll be most beneficial to the kids. Good luck. God bless.
¿Qué vas a hacer por arreglarlo?
What are you gonna do about this?
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it?
Yo, piano man, take us out of here, man.